You'll love to see it, folks. Those were German farmers standing in solidarity with the Dutch farmers and other farmers in Europe, protesting against these tyrannical, dictatorial, globalist climate change initiatives that all these European countries are trying to implement on the farming community, on the people of Europe, as well as the coming of the rest of the world. It's good to see us stand up and fight for freedom and fight against these global tyrants. What is going on, freedom fighters? Welcome back to another broadcast of Break the Chains Media. Today is Tuesday, July the 19th, 2022, here on Break the Chains Media, Tyranny Response Tuesday. And I am your host, Corey. Today, we've got some bombshell breaking information coming straight out of Congress, some House resolution bills, some amendments that Adam Schiff is trying to pass, and we also have H.R. 1808, a total semi-automatic firearms ban. We're going to be breaking all of that down, as well as the amendments that Adam Schiff is trying to add to the NDAA authorization bill of 2023, basically turning the entire apparatus over to martial law, to the military. Just complete oversight, pork barrel spending. It's absolutely disgusting. But what else do you expect from these global tyrants and these politicians that only have their self-interests in mind and they don't care about the people? What else would we expect? Nothing less, right? Well, we're going to start off this broadcast. We're going to be talking about, first things first, we will be discussing some Colorado issues, some information going on in Colorado as far as the New York PSA for the nuclear bombs that happened, and we also had just talks about nuclear bombs going off. We have something related specifically to Colorado about that. We're going to go over that as well. And first thing I wanted to show people was this absolutely crazy footage that I just saw earlier today. We're going to jump over to my Telegram. This is video from the Hoover Dam.
My goodness,
An explosion at the Hoover Dam no less than an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago this happened. So I pulled up an article. We'll go over all of that. If this is the first time checking out Break the Chains Media, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. Let's get some rumbles up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get over 1,000 subscribers so I can live stream on YouTube as well as Twitch. I do Twitch live streams every Tuesday. Unfortunately, this Tuesday, tonight, I will not be able to. I've got some other things I have to attend to tonight. But stay tuned on Twitch, on Telegram, on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you want to follow Break the Chains Media. I'll be posting links with my new live stream date upcoming. But as it stands, every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Mountain Time, is when I run my Twitch live streams. But this Tuesday, I will not be able to. So anyways, getting into it, folks, we're going to start first things first in relationship to the Hoover Dam video that I just showed. We're going to go over that real quick. Officials, Hoover Dam transformer caught fire, no injuries or threat to the power grid. So they're saying that a transformer at Hoover Dam caught fire around 10 a.m. this morning. Excuse me. The fire was extinguished by Hoover Dam Brigade. No injuries and no threat to the power grid. However, that is good. That is good that did not occur.
Folks, get your video on
Yeah, it's the same video. That's good that there's no issue to the power grid. But these are just the things that we are needing to be more aware of, right? The threats to the power grid, the threats to the nation's power grid, the threat to our food industries, the video I started the video with, the farmers and the protesters. It's wild, and we just need to understand that we need to keep eyes on that. And if you want to keep eyes on it, I do have this excellent map that I've pulled. It's from my Telegram. I appreciate Matt Baker Unhinged on Instagram for getting the accurate link. But this is an interactive map of all of the food processing plants around the world that have been destroyed, broken down, attacked, fires, whatever it is, you name it. Look, check this out. We'll click on this one here. 7,000 turkeys euthanized for the bird flu. Okay, that's out of Kansas. This one here, An explosion at the Tyson Foods plant. What is all of this purple up here? What is this? Hacked Iowa grain facilities. Crippled Iowa grain facilities. Hacked. All of these were hacked. Fire at night. Unknown reason. Okay, you can go through this whole map. This whole map has different things. Unknown reason and unknown amounts, but all killed in a fire. All animals killed in a fire. Permanently closing in Massachusetts. Electrical issues. So this has a full breakdown of many different food processing plants and, just attacks and destruction and, issues of all kinds within the food processing facilities around the world. So I encourage everyone to check it out on my Telegram channel. That is posted there. It's very informative, and it just goes to show you what we are not being told, what is not being given to the public, the information, how you need to prepare for yourself, how we need to prepare as a society to continue to prosper, whether it's food processing or power or whatever it is. Things are changing at a rapid pace, and we have to be prepared for it, okay? In Colorado news, we're going to talk about the in relationship to the agriculture. Polis panders to Colorado livestock work industry, backfires spectacularly with outsourced photo of cow. And this is kind of a small, low-hanging fruit, but Governor Jared Polis is Colorado is a leader in livestock and ranching. We appreciate our ranchers, and you can find Colorado beef, our #1 export, at coloradoproud.com. What a nice post. What an amazing post this is. But if you just scroll down a little bit, you may want to find a Colorado cow to represent Colorado beef. Bavarian cows don't quite cut it. So this was a eye stock photo from a European cow. It's kind of funny. It's simple. It's low-hanging fruit. But, cost of European cattle picks, $12. Cost of Jared Polis not knowing European cattle from Colorado cattle, priceless. Maybe he should come to a debate in rural Colorado instead of pandering to us on Twitter. It's pretty hilarious. Pretty hilarious. So, yeah, people were just trolling him. Pictures of a yak, picture of a goat. I appreciate Colorado beef. But that's a fact, though. Find locally sourced stuff, locally sourced food, locally sourced products, and cut yourself out of the global supply chain. That's what I keep telling you on Break the Chains Media. We have to do not rely on the system that continues to control you. Step away from the globalist structure, okay? In other Colorado news, Russia expert whether Colorado is still the nuclear target it was during the Cold War. Okay, let's check this out. I have an article here. My good friend Joe Bradley from Sold Out Media, soldout.tv. Check him out. He added me on this. Get Colorado out of the crosshairs of Putin's nukes. I mean, anybody that's unaware, NORAD, North American Strategic Aeronautical Defense. The base is located in Cheyenne Mountain, Colorado, down south, and Colorado has been a target for some infrastructure, military infrastructure installations, that kind of thing. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, or it's not. It's Cheyenne Mountain. Yeah, It's where is it at? Let's check it out here. Primary mission to be destroyed in the ground along with people anywhere living with them. Ton Colina of Plugsphere Defense 1. Their main purpose is to absorb a nuclear attack from Russia. Colorado has a bonus high periodic nuclear target. North American Aerospace Defense, NORAD, at Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado Springs. It's in the mountain. Putin aggression is especially unnerving to Coloradans. On Sunday announced that he would order Russia's deterrence forces on a special regime of duty. Putin warned that if the West intervened in Ukraine, the consequences will be such you've never seen in your entire history. We have nukes and we're ready to use them. Putin's quote. Okay? So, essentially Colorado is a military target. There are installations here in Colorado, but we are quite safeguarded. We are in a very centralized location in the United States. So if anything were to happen, I would hope and I would think that we would have some sort of strategic air defense against something like that approaching Colorado. Russia experts on whether Colorado was still the nuclear target it was during the Cold War. The Centennial State is part of the nuclear sponge. Nuclear weapon silos buried in northern Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, Montana, and North Dakota were designed to be the first targets during the Cold War. I think this is if foreign enemies would try to attack those military missile strikes first to limit a counterattack, while populated cities in the U.S. would be spared. It depends on what the nature of it is. During the Cold War, that was the case. Back in the period which was standoff between the United States and Soviet Union, there are many places like Colorado with Air Force bases, nuclear missiles, and radar stations, which you have here, just outside of Denver. Point of contemplating, and this is thinking about, is not for people to feel scared and intimidated, but it's to inspect what's happening here, to understand why Putin is doing this. I mean, basically, it's a sign of weakness. It's what they all say, right? It's not that dissimilar from what Kim Jong-un did in North Korea, to demonstrate he has the ability to engage in nuclear blackmail. What Putin is doing, he's doing this for attention. So this here is the map of all the different installations and bases in the West. You got Colorado down here, but you also have Nebraska, Wyoming, South Dakota, and Montana. Montana's got a lot, okay? So essentially, you know, we are a target, but we also have some good defenses built up against it. So, we got the New York putting out their PSA about what to do in case a nuclear bomb hits. You know what? If you're anywhere near that close fallout zone, the impact zone, good luck. Okay, and if there is a warning or a pre recited message about a bomb, an incoming threat, I'm sure it'll be, we'll put our money that it's probably some sort of false flag or they had prior knowledge of this, right? I mean, usually if something of that magnitude were to happen, you wouldn't know about it until it's already happening, right? But all we can do now is just stay prepared, be prepared. Obviously there's stay underground, wash your clothes. If you're outside, don't bring the radiation in. Very, very common knowledge stuff, and it blows my mind that I even have to discuss this, in the modern era, right? It's absolutely insane. But if you are feeling that it could be a threat, if you are worried about that, just do a little bit more research and look up what steps you would have to take in your area. How would you have to be in the know? Get involved maybe with ham radios or shortwave radios. Find a community of people that you were able to network with. Okay, so we just have to stay vigilant and stay in a tight knitted group of people around your area that can weather the storm, so to speak. Okay. And now we're going to get into the meat of the matter, the juicy stuff here, okay? And like I said, if it's the first time checking out Break the Change the Media, if you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, give me some rumbles up. YouTube subscriptions are important, even though YouTube is a dead platform at this point, in my opinion. I want to get over 1,000 so I can live stream there for everyone too. So let's get those numbers up, okay? Jumping right into the second half of the video here. Congress.gov. H.R. 1808, the Assault Weapons Ban of 2021. This will blow your mind, okay? And you've got a lot of co-sponsors, you got a lot of Democrats signing on to this, but essentially, I'll just read it here, okay? We'll just do the plain text reading of it, okay? To regulate assault weapons to ensure that the right to keep and bear arms is not unlimited and for other purposes. Okay, to be enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America, Congress assembled. This act may be cited as the Assault Weapons Ban of 2020. Assault Weapons Ban. I'm so sick and tired of hearing that phrase, assault weapons. It's bullshit. Okay? I'm not going to break I'm not going to read all this down, but basically it says they're talking about semi-automatic pistols, semi-automatic shotguns, semi-automatic rifles, semi-automatic assault weapon. That means any of the following, regardless of country, manufacturer, caliber, ammunition accepted. Okay? A magazine has a magazine that is not a fixed magazine and does have and has any of the following: a pistol grip and a forward grip. Folding, telescoping, or detachable stock. Foldable or adjustable that reduces length, size, and other dimensions. Okay? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A semi-automatic rifle that has a fixed magazine with the capacity to accept more than 10 rounds. It continues to list it here. All of the following rifles, copies, duplicates, variants, altered facsimiles with the capability of any such weapon thereof. All AK types, AK variants, AK-47, AKS, SKS, all AR types, AR-10, AR-15. All of these weapons listed here are included in this bill. 99% plus. If they're talking about semi-automatic weapons, okay? They're talking about semi-automatic weapon ban, okay? Talk to your congressperson, talk to your representatives, get on the phones, get upset with them because they are representing us. This is a complete breach of our constitutional rights. This is a complete breach of your right to defend yourself, your right to bear arms, your right to personal security and safety with your family and yourself and others. This is absolutely insane. We must stand up against this. H.R. 1808. Speak out and say something about it. It's introduced in the House right now. They're still discussing it. It has not passed, but we need to speak up and be loud about it because this is an infringement on our Second Amendment rights as American citizens. Continuing, because Congress just likes keeps it rolling because the midterms are coming. They're trying to pump all this out as fast as they can while they, I guess, have a majority at the moment. But I mean, it's still utter insanity that they're trying to push all this stuff. H.R. 4350, National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2022. In addition, it also has H.R. 7900, the National Defense Authorization Act of fiscal year 2023. Okay? So this is quite literally one of the biggest pork spending bills that I've seen. I mean, Congress likes doing it, but it is, let's see how many pages it is. It is a laundry list of, let's pull it up here. This is the plain text, but this is just all of it broken down. I'm not even halfway through. Just running through this, talking about military spending, budgets, what military can do, the powers of the military, the powers of the executive branch, and more importantly, how oversight will be negated in certain situations and basically given governmental or executive branch and the military branch executive power over not only international information but domestic information. There will be no congressional oversight as far as I'm aware with this, okay? And I'm just going to do something here. I'm key finding the term extremist, and there's 122 results for extremist. And you know how with the whole January 6th thing and everything involved with that, and how the Department of Homeland Security has listed certain types of people in the United States, domestic terrorists. So this is all lumping us all into this, quote, extremist narrative, okay? The study on the financing of domestic violent extremists and terrorists, section 5116. Okay, and you can spend a whole afternoon looking through all this, and I'm not gonna obviously do that here, but you are more than welcome to look it up on congress.gov and pull up the bill yourself and look it up. Okay, the study and financing of domestic violent extremists and terrorists. What is known about the primary mechanism that domestic violent extremists and terrorists do to finance their activities, including the extent to which they rely on online social media, live streaming sites, crowdfunding platforms, digital assets, including virtual currencies, charities, and foreign sources to finance their activities. Okay? Information about funding domestic extremists, coordination, support, otherwise furthering their activities. Just scrolling. I'm just like scrolling through here, just looking through. Financial funding, sense of Congress on the role of human rights in reducing the violence, extremist ideology, countering violent extremist ideology, punitive article on violent extremism, countering extremism in the armed forces. Okay, I wanted to pull up this one here in particular. Where is it? It was, if I can find it. There's just so much going on here. Address the factors that make people and communities vulnerable to recruitment by terrorists and violent extremist organizations, including economic vulnerability and mistrust of government and government security forces through activities such as youth employment opportunities, promoting girls' education and women political participants, strengthening local governance and civil society capabilities, improving government transparency and accountability, fighting corruption, improving access to economic opportunities, other development. That sounds like just you want to be a good you're trying to be a good citizen, and you're trying to oust corruption. Then they're considering that violent extremism. Okay, absolutely ridiculous. Okay, what else do we have here? I'm just rifling through. Okay, you can see it. You can see how much they discuss it and how much they talk about it. Okay. GAO review of extremist affiliations and activity among members of the armed forces on active duty. Okay? Armed forces have established methods for anonymous reporting of suspected extremist affiliations. Reports of violent members of the armed forces have been investigated for relations to extremist affiliations because activities of these departments, tracking cases, and described in subparagraph, blah, blah, blah. Okay? It's all listed here. Wait, what was that? Yeah. Study on training education of members of the armed forces regarding social reform and unhealthy behaviors. Okay? They shall conduct on training and courses of education offered to cover members regarding sexual assault, harassment, extremism, domestic violence, diversity, equity, and inclusion, military equal opportunity, suicide prevention, and substance abuse. Okay? It's all here, folks. Extremism. That's just one of the key terms. Okay. You talk about oversight. You talk about corruption. This bill here, by Adam Schiff, amendments made by Adam Schiff, and regarding to all this, they are trying to push a dictatorial oversight and overthrow of what it means to be within the armed forces, what it means to be part of the executive branch, how they're rewriting and redefining it. Okay. It's not about Biden being a quote, dictator. It's about future presidents. It's about the precedent that this has for our country. If this type of thing passes in a pork barrel spending bill, if this type of thing passes and you get some sort of the next president or the president after, or whatever crisis might arise, they could use this to instigate a total clampdown of any dissidents of their political narrative. This is extremely dangerous, and I encourage everyone to do their own research and look into it for themselves. This has been just a mind-blowing, just wild video. You got to share this with your friends and family. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button. Folks, I appreciate you checking me out. I'm not going to be doing my live stream tonight, like I said in the beginning of the broadcast. But if you stay tuned on all my platforms, on whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Gab, whether it's Minds, BitChute, wherever, you'll find the information for my next live stream. I will be doing it next week as well. But we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going strong. Folks, I appreciate you checking me out. Again, I love you. And as always, we will continue to fight for freedom.